that person has no concept of what position their spine is in.
What's up, guys? My name is Adam Fangman and I'm a starting strength coach based in Seattle. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix common deadlifting errors. We like to teach the deadlift in 5 steps. Very simple, but within those steps, there's lots of small things that you can get off or get wrong completely that throws off the pull. So the goal in this video is to drill down into those little things, tighten them up, and hopefully your pull will feel that much stronger and life will be great, right? So let's set up the first rep. The first step in the deadlift is to set your stance so your shins are about 1 inch away from the bar and your stance about 12 to 6 inches apart, with your toes turned out 10 to 15 degrees. This sets the bar directly over the middle of your foot, which is the point of balance. A few things to note when setting your stance. 1 inch away from the bar is not very far. Some new trainees are not very good at guessing how far 1 inch is, so you may need to double check on a ruler or tape measure to refresh your memory. Because the bar position is so specific, you need to perfect the art of the scoochy penguin waddle to make the 1/2 inch adjustments necessary to get the bar over the middle of the foot. 1 inch away from the shins is a general starting point, and the correct bar position may be a little closer or further than that depending on your build. Before you start the rep, stand up, get balanced, and take a look at the bar. Note its position on where it is relative to your shoe. Every time you set your stance, recreate this picture and you'll consistently set each rep up. As you do this, do not move the bar. It must stay in position over the middle of your foot. Step 2, bend over and set your grip. Bend over at the waist and set your grip so it's just outside your legs. A few things to keep in mind. As you bend over at the waist, do not move your shins forward nor back. Keep them vertical and stay balanced. If you lean back into your heels, as you come down, you need to stand back up, get balanced, and come back down with even pressure in your heels and toes. To do this, you must lean over the bar like your chest is pointing straight down at the floor. Burn it into your brain that your shoulders are past the bar and your torso is hovering directly over it. Reach down at the bar with arms as long and straight as possible. If you retract your shoulders or bend your arms or wrists, you are shortening your arms and changing the mechanics of the lift so that you have to pull further and less efficiently. You will not be able to maintain these positions at heavier weights. As you set your grip, keep your wrists straight and set the bar in your fingers where they meet the palm. Setting the bar deeper in the hand risks wrists bending and excess callus formation, as gravity will pull the bar down into the fingers no matter what. Do not move the bar, but intentionally hold it in place. Make sure you're not leaning your weight on it, but instead hovering directly over it. Bend your knees to set your shins on the bar. Carefully and slowly bend your knees and bring your shins to gently touch it. Do not pull the bar into your shins or push it forward. Even a 1/2 inch of bar movement will cost you a mechanical penalty during the pull. Gently push your knees out after making shin contact without bending your elbows. As you hover over the bar, maintain balance. It is easy to get distracted in this unfamiliar position and forget to find your balance. Do not hold your breath at this phase of the setup. Take shallow, controlled breaths if you feel folded up in this position. Holding your breath longer than necessary will exhaust you faster. Set your eyes on a focal point on the floor about 10 to 15 feet in front of you. Raise your chest out and take the slack out of the bar. This is called setting your back so that it is a rigid force transmitting lever. This particular phase can be subtle and tricky, but maximizing all the little details will immediately improve your pulling mechanics and make the pull feel stronger and shorter. Raise your eyes and set your focal point. This will make it easier for you to stay balanced and set your back. Keep in mind, this does not mean to raise your head up so high that you overextend at your neck. Simply raise your chin a little bit and set your eyes on the floor about 10 to 15 feet in front of you. To raise your chest out, make a proud chest, like you're trying to point your sternum at the wall in front of you. If you're struggling to identify the position, stand up and lift your chest up as high as possible like you're receiving a medal. Try to make your back feel tight from arching hard. This does not mean pull your shoulders together into retraction. Instead, pull your shoulders down like a reverse shrug as you arch your chest up. As you arch your chest out, hold your hips up in place. You will want to reflexively drop your butt down to take tension off of your back and legs, which is why you need to actively hold your butt in place as you arch your chest out. You will notice your back and legs get tight as you do this. You are intentionally doing work before the bar leaves the floor so that you're in the strongest, most efficient pulling position. Do not get lazy and commit yourself to embracing the tight position. And remember, the more you do it, the more you'll adapt to it, and it will feel like a strong start position and less unfamiliar. Expect this phase of the setup to feel tight and uncomfortable. If it isn't, you're probably doing it wrong, or you've been doing it for a long time and the position actually feels strong. As you arch your chest out, simultaneously arch your low back like you're trying to reach your tailbone up at the back of your head. You can also think about this as reverse rounding your low back. This can be a subtle and tricky element of the pull to master, but once you get a feel for the position, it is simple to attain. You can help yourself achieve this position by comically arching your low back so your belly pushes down at the floor. If you're struggling to know if you've got your low back in the correct position, try isolating the feeling while standing. Round your low back intentionally and then invert the arch in the opposite direction. You can take this drill a step further and lean over at about 45 degrees and intentionally round your entire back like you're a Halloween cat. Let your arms hang straight down and raise your chest out so that your arched back inverts. Notice it gets a little harder as your legs come under tension from your back muscles contracting. Use this to practice setting your back, and notice when you do it correctly, you'll feel tension all the way from the backs of your knees into your upper back. You must put a lot of effort into achieving this position, and it will not work if you do not make it tight and uncomfortable. As you set your back, simultaneously pull your shoulders down into your back pockets. This will help you recruit your lats into the pull to keep the bar on your legs as you drive it straight up. If you neglect to do this, you risk gravity pulling the bar forward and off your shins as you start breaking the bar off the floor. It can help you figure out this position by reverse shrugging. Do not pull your shoulders together in retraction. Pull them down, not together behind you. You need to do this much harder than you think you do when the bar gets heavy. The harder you pull the bar, the harder you pull your shoulders down. Once your back is set, push your feet down into the floor and take the slack out of the bar. You'll notice a click in the plates as the sleeves catch on them, and your hands and feet will feel heavy as you pull the bar up at about 50% of the necessary force to get it going up. As you set your back and take the slack out of the bar, keep your hips in place. If it is your first time deadlifting, you probably don't know where your hips are in space, so assume that you must actively hold them up in opposition to any downward pulling tension. Remember, you are doing work on the bar before it leaves the ground, so expect to have to do some fighting with the forces trying to pull you down and forward. Once you're proficient at setting your back and taking the slack out of the bar, you can combine these steps into one fluid motion. Now that you're set up to pull, take a big breath and brace like you're about to take a gut punch, and drive your feet down through the floor and drag the bar straight up your legs. You must initiate the pull with your legs, not your hips or back. Do not let the bar come off your shins or pull your shins back off the bar as you start the pull. The bar must ride straight up your legs to move as efficiently as possible.
Use your arms to keep the bar on your legs as you drive your butt and shoulders up at the same time. Do not drop your butt to start the pull. If you notice this happening, actively hold your butt up and pull your knees back harder. Do not lean back against the bar as it comes up. Some lifters reflexively lean back against the bar to use their body weight to counter the natural forward pull. This dampens their upward pulling ability and causes the bar to stall out and slow down quickly. As always in barbell lifting, pay attention to your foot balance at all times. Do not let yourself lean back into your heels, but stay over the bar and use your whole foot to push into the floor. Once you've locked the bar out, slide it back straight down and end in the high hips position you started in. Unlock your hips and knees, slide your hips back, bend forward more than you want, and use your arms to slide the bar straight back down into the original starting position. Do not try to bend your knees and squat the bar back down. This pushes the bar forward and ruins your start position for the next rep. Do not get lazy the last few inches of the descent and squat the bar down. Keep your hips high and end with your chest pointed straight down at the floor like you're trying to make it parallel. It will also help to aim the bar a little closer to your shins than you want if you consistently set it down a little too far in front of you. You must end in the correct position you started in. Pay attention to your hip position, balance, and the bar position at the bottom. Set the next rep up as soon as the bar hits the floor. Get it over midfoot with your hips high, shoulders past the bar, and your back set. Take a breath and go. The longer time you take fidgeting with the bar is more time and energy wasted. The deadlift benefits from a no-nonsense tempo that builds mental momentum on itself after the first heavy rep.
So if that, if any of those fixes or tips helped your deadlift at all, let us know in the comments. Or if you know anyone that might benefit from this stuff, send this video to them. And if you, for whatever reason, didn't like this video, just shut up. Nobody likes a whiner. Thanks for watching.